Hello, Aquarius. This is Dee with Metaphysical Moonlighters. Some people know me as Citrine. And this is your January 2019 astrology forecast. I'm doing something a little bit different this year. I'm going to be posting pictures from my various travels on my slides when I do my astrology forecast. So I'm starting it off with January in my pictures from Sedona, Arizona. Now, I have taken most of these pictures. So let's get right into the forecast. Okay, Aquarius, for you, your main focus this month is going to be on your spirituality, secrets, um, your deep, dark, innermost feelings, places of isolation, things of that nature. And why do I say that? Well, because you will have a concentration of planets in your 12th house. And your 12th house deals with those topics: spirituality, secrets, places of isolation, things of that nature. Okay. So you will have Mercury there for part of the month. You will have Saturn and Pluto there all month. And you will have the new moon there on January 5th. So on January 2nd, we have the Sun in a conjunction to Saturn. This is an energy where everyone is ready to get back to work. Okay. On the 5th, we have the new moon in Capricorn, and it's going to be a solar eclipse. Now, normally, the new moon is a great time to start new things, to initiate projects. But this new moon, because of the influence of Saturn and Pluto, this is going to be a great new moon for reflection. So get ready to reflect on some things. Get ready to reflect on secrets you have. Get ready to reflect on your spirituality at this time, Aquarius. Now, in this slide, there's a picture of the Chapel of the Holy Cross. You can't see it because this video is blocking it, but right where my hand is, this is where you should be seeing the Chapel of the Holy Cross. It is an amazing place to visit when you visit Sedona because the views from this place are breathtaking. So when you visit Sedona, I suggest that you visit Chapel of the Holy Cross, okay? Now let's move on. Let's look at the next slide. Now this next slide, this is me in the picture, and I am looking out at the view from outside of my room. And I was staying at this particular visit to Sedona. I was staying at a Sunset Chateau. It's a bed and breakfast in Sedona, and the views from my room were absolutely amazing. Okay, on the grounds of the bed and breakfast, there were waterfalls, there were lights in the trees. It was just so whimsical. It's a really whimsical place to stay in Sedona. Um, so let's get back to the forecast. On January 6th, Uranus goes direct. If you didn't know, Uranus has been retrograde. So once Uranus goes direct, for you, it goes direct in your area of your life dealing with communications, short distance travel, even it can even deal with your interaction with your siblings and your neighbors. So around this time, you might start seeing surprises from your siblings or your neighbors. You might start just suddenly taking short distance trips, things of that nature. On the 7th, Venus enters Sagittarius. This is a time where you're going to want to try something new. For you, Venus in Sagittarius is happening in your area of life that deals with friendships and organizations. So you might want to try new organizations. You might have the urge to meet new friends around this time, Aquarius. So just watch out for that. Also, don't get hung up on the dates because you can start feeling the energy of the planetary movements days before they happen, days after, or on that exact date. So everybody doesn't feel the energy on that exact date, okay? Also, everyone doesn't feel the energy of the planets in the same way. It all depends on what's going on in your personal chart, okay? This is just a general overview for all Aquarius. If you want something specific to you, I would have to look into your chart, and for that, I need your birth date your birthplace, your birth time, things of that nature. All right, let's keep going. Okay, this road on this picture, I believe it's Sunset Road or Sunset Drive, but it's the road that I had to drive on to get to a sunset chateau. So this is the view you will see if you decide to stay at the Sunset Chateau. Very beautiful. Look at the red rocks in the background. As you're driving along, it's just like the mountains are just towering around you. So on the 11th, Pluto is going to be in a conjunction to the sun. This is an energy where you will want transformation, okay? So surrounding your secrets, surrounding your spirituality, you are going to want to feel some type of transformation. Now, on the 13th, Jupiter is going to be in a square to Neptune. And this is an energy where you might tend to have unrealistic plans. You might even tend to be in denial about something. So for you, Neptune is going to be in your area of life dealing with your material possessions, okay? Jupiter is going to be in your area of life dealing with your friendships. So surrounding your friendships and your material possessions, there might be some denial going on there for a lot of Aquarius. There might be some unrealistic plans being made around that time. So just beware of that. Now, also on that day, Mercury is going to be in a conjunction to Saturn. This is a great time for anything requiring mental energy. So if you have something you need to concentrate on, this is a great time to do it. Moving on to the 18th, we have Venus in a trine to Mars. This is actually a fire trine because Venus and Mars will both be in fire signs, okay? This energy is great for relationships, for everyone in general. Now, also on that day, we have the sun in a square to Uranus. And remember, whenever Uranus is involved, there is an element of surprise. So watch out for any surprises, whether good, whether bad, around that time. Okay, this is another great memory I have, guys. This is a picture of, I went on a yoga vortex hike in Sedona. It was about 5 of us, including Yogi Blair. Yogi Blair is the one with his shoulders out with the green shirt on. He took us out on a trail. We would hike for a bit, we would stop, and he would point out areas along the trail where you can actually see the crystals coming up from out of the ground. We would hike some more, we would do yoga, we would stop and do yoga, we would hike a little bit more, we would stop and do qigong. And we did that alternation. And once we got to the very top, we laid out our mats. We started meditating. The sun was setting, okay? It was like a sunset meditation. And then Yogi Blair pulls out his singing bowl and starts doing singing bowl healing, sound healing. And it was just so amazing. The energy was absolutely amazing. You know, the sun was setting, we were meditating, we had made it to the top, to our destination. So we felt so exhilarated just about that. And he starts doing the sound healing. It was just so amazing. Okay. So I do recommend that, you know, if you visit Sedona, I do recommend a tour, especially if you are pushed for time, because instead of you running around trying to figure out where the vortex areas are and things like that, you can just take a tour and they can take you directly to the vortex areas. Now, if you're like me, you might feel the energies of the vortex areas without even being specifically in the vortex area. As soon as I am in the general area of Sedona, I start feeling the energies, okay? Anyway, it's a great time in Sedona. If you go out on your own, you can go out on the trails, you know, by yourself or, you know, with your own private group, or you can take a tour. You know, choice is yours. Either way, you're going to have a great time. So getting back to the forecast, on January 20th, the sun enters Aquarius. So as of the 20th, we can start telling all of our Aquarius friends, happy birthday. Now the full moon is going to be in Leo on the 21st. For you, Aquarius, this is happening in your area dealing with your partnerships. So if you have anything you need to release surrounding your partnerships, this is a great time. Okay. This is going to be a total lunar eclipse, a super moon. A super moon just means that it's going to be bigger and brighter than average full moons. Okay. And we have about 3 of those this year in 2019. This is the first of the super moons. Okay. Now, this slide is a picture from, I believe it's called Slide Rock Park in Sedona. You can actually slide off the rocks into the water, and it's a great place to cool off, just hang out, have fun in Sedona. Remember, Sedona is in Arizona. Arizona can get very hot in the summer, okay? Okay, back to the forecast. On the 21st, we have Mars in a square to Saturn. This is an energy where, remember, Mars wants to go forward, Saturn wants you to wait. Saturn wants to make sure everything is done correctly, okay? So when you start, if you feel that energy within yourself this month, just know it might be Mars squaring Saturn. Now on the 22nd, it's going to be a great time because Venus is in a conjunction to Jupiter. For most people, this is going to be a great time. You can expect luck, money, harmony, okay? So Venus conjunct Jupiter is happening for you in your area of life dealing with your friendships, okay? Now on the 24th, we have Mercury entering Aquarius. Remember, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus doesn't want to stick to routine. Uranus wants surprise. Uranus wants freedom. This is why once Mercury enters Aquarius, you might have to work harder on accomplishing anything, okay? Just remember that. You're going to be like, why are things so hard? Look at the planets. As above, so below. As above, if Mercury is entering Aquarius, makes you have to work harder, okay? So below, you feel like you're struggling, okay? It's a possibility. I'm not saying it will happen. Everyone will feel it differently. So on the 25th, we have Mars in a trine to Jupiter, which will give a lot of people extra confidence. And the last aspect on the 31st, I normally don't go over sextiles, but this one I threw it in here because the last time Saturn sextile Neptune, it was in 1996. Okay, so think back to 1996. Was there anything significant that happened around that time when Saturn was sextile Neptune? Because you might see a repeat of it or something similar around this time. Okay, now let's talk about the new moon. I have broken it down into different time periods. So again, the new moon in January is going to be a great time for reflection. The moon is going to conjunct Saturn at about 1:30. Okay. This aspect is great. It is going to make you feel like you want to keep your feelings to yourself. Now, around 6 o'clock, you're going to be very sensitive to other people's moods because the moon is going to be in a sextile to Neptune. So if you are around someone who is just in a bad mood, you might start being in a bad mood because that's the energy of the moon sextile Neptune. You soak in everybody's energies, okay? Now, at about 8:30, the moon is going to be conjunct the sun. So this is a great time to get together with friends. You might have a burst of energy around this time. So this is happening on a Saturday here in the U.S. In Eastern Standard Time. So if you are planning, if you want to get with friends on that day, I recommend you get with them after 8 o'clock, towards the evening, because towards the beginning of the day, you are going to feel like you just want to keep your feelings to yourself. Now, around 8 o'clock, 8:30, you're going to feel more social. Okay, so just keep that in mind, Aquarius. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And I also want to mention that my book is available on Amazon. This is my book. 2019 horoscope for all signs by Astrology. Astrology is my pen name, and the book is available on Kindle as well. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can actually read the book free, and I still get credit. So if you want a personal birth chart interpretation, you can book it right there on my website, metaphysicalmoonlighters.com. Now, until next month, Aquarius, enjoy your month and Happy New Year.